Hi friends, welcome back. We are going to be talking about comparing fractions. Before we left, we worked really hard on equivalent fractions, fractions that were equal. Now we're going to be comparing two fractions to see if they are bigger, smaller, or equivalent. The first strategy that we're going to be doing is benchmark fractions, and we're going to do benchmark fractions to 1/2. And what that means is that we know what 1/2 is. So we're going to use that to decide if it's bigger or smaller. So we're going to be using a number line with this also. So we've got 0 to 1 because we know that a fraction is part of one whole, and we know what 1/2 is. And what we're going to do is we are going to find fractions that are equivalent to 1/2. And I'm going to use a comma here. Now remember, before we left, we learned on how to use it during with our multiplication. So we would do 1/2, and we multiply by 2, and that gets me 2/4. And so my next benchmark is 2/4 because it still equals 1/2. All of these in blue are going to be 1/2. Now we've learned this way. But another trick that you can use is that you can use your multiplication table. So here's 1/2. We see 1/2, 2/4. Then the next one is 3/6. And if we multiplied it by 2, so if we do 1/2 times 3 equals 3/6. So we can either multiply them out to find them, or we can use our multiplication table. So our next one is 4/8, 5/10. Remember, these are all equivalent for 1/2. 6/12, and I'm going to write them all the way up to 12. 7/14, 8/16, 9/18. And if you know your multiplication by 2s, you will have no problem remembering these because they're all your, I ran out of room, 12/24. Okay. Because these are all 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 2 is 10, 6 times, you see the pattern? So when I'm using benchmarks, I always put all my half benchmarks at the top of my paper to help me out. All right, so we're going to try our first one using our benchmark. And I'm going to go ahead and make it bigger because now that we have our benchmarks, we don't really need our multiplication table. All right, so the two fractions that we're going to compare is, I'm looking at my book, 2/5. No, we're not. We're going to do 1/2 and 4/6. Okay, so using our number line, I'm going to draw my number line now. Right here beside it. So we've got 0 to 1. We've got 1/2. Now this is the important part here, the denominator, because the denominator is going to be what picks our benchmark up here. So we've already got the 1/2. So now what I want to do is find the benchmarks for 6. So my benchmarks for 6 is 3/6. So I'm going to write that right under here. All right, so 1/2 is right here. Now 4/6, 4 is bigger than 3. So that means that's going to be after. So that means my 4/6 is going to be over here. So if it's over here, is it bigger or smaller? It's going to be bigger. If it's on this side, it's bigger. And if it's on this side, it's smaller. And then they might actually be the same too. So 4/6 is bigger than 1/2, and we used it by using our benchmark 1/2, which is 3/6. So 4/6 would be on this side of 3/6, and so the bigger one, we're going to eat our bigger one. So 1/2 is less than 4/6. Okay, so let's try another one. We're going to do 3/10 and 1/2. Okay, so then we draw our number line, we do our 0, we do our 1/2, and we do our 1. Okay, so remember, we've got our 1/2 already. Now we need the benchmark for our 1/2 for our tenths, when it's into tenths. So let's go ahead and we find the tenth.